Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here with some words of wisdom. We have triple the words of wisdom today, and I'll explain that in a minute, to get us going in our day. And a little later than usual because I slept in a whole 15 minutes. And it was warm enough out to take a decent walk instead of hustling to get it done so that we weren't freezing. So today's card deck is the Priestess of Light deck by Sandra Ann Taylor, and Kimberly Weber. And you'll notice there's more than one card picked here. Good morning, Carolyn. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We have a little longer reading today because we actually have 3 cards. And I'll explain how that came to be in a moment. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome. Glad you are here. Priestess of Light today. And we're going to start with this card, which is Adjustment. Adjustment. Looking back, moving forward. Adjustment. All right, so let me read that one first, and then we'll address the other 2 cards. So I want you to take a couple of nice deep breaths. Softening and settling in. Opening to receiving the parts of this message that are for you. Welcome, Joel. Glad you are here. We have a 3-card spread today. The first card is Adjustment. Looking back, moving forward. Good morning to whomever else has just popped on. And I will read this one first and then explain the other 2 cards. Adjustment. Looking back, moving forward. The Priestess of Wisdom pauses, looking over her shoulder, as she receives owl guidance about adjustments to make before moving forward. When this card appears in your spread, pay attention to the cards placed on either side, thus the other 2 cards that we've picked for today. For these represent issues you need to be considering now. So just keep that in mind. These other 2 cards are about the issues we need to be considering right now. This card marks a pause in your energy, a time to contemplate what you've been doing and determine if any changes would prove beneficial. Reflection and course correction now are wiser than charging full steam ahead. And I'm certainly seeing that in my own life. There's some tweaks that need to be made. The owl has extraordinary vision, and it can adjust its focus from telescopic to microscopic in an instant. In fact, it is always adjusting, always ready to redirect its path for a more effective result. This card is suggesting that you do the same. In other words, always adjusting, always ready to redirect your path for a more effective result. Makes sense, right? Review your previous choices to determine what has worked for you. Look ahead to see what changes can accelerate your plan's fruition. Morning, Mary. Welcome, welcome. This could call for some patience and courage. Patience, yeah, that's my long soup. Working on it. For you may have to shift or even abandon the path that has been your primary focus. Hang on. Isn't that interesting? That's where the cough shows up. Good morning, Diane. We are first doing adjustment, and then we have 2 other cards about which those adjustments need to take place. So, this could call for some patience and courage, for you may have to shift or even abandon the path that has been your primary focus. But take note of the bright light from the right, the future, pouring into the Priestess of Wisdom's left hand, the hand of receiving, as well as the orbs there and at her third eye. So I'm going to move it closer so you can see the little orbs by her hand and up by her third eye. She is guided in her adjustments by the clarity, there's that word, clarity, and vision of the owl, as well as being directed into the future by the light and orbs from the spirit world. You too can also be guided when you let yourself stop, reconsider, adjust, and move peacefully forward with trust. The affirmation for that card is, it is safe for me to stop and reconsider my path and process. I am patient and courageous in the choices and changes I make. So now, one of the cards that is the area where we're meant to make adjustments and reconsider and look at how that path has been going for us is, let me put the adjustment card back in, brilliant beliefs. Brilliant beliefs. And it was interesting when I first looked at this card, I saw an old man. I was looking at the whole, like the hood and the whole part in front of her, and I could see an old man instead of the woman. So let's see what it says. Brilliant beliefs. Luminous life force, personal power. 2 snow leopards accompany the priestess of the galactic sky as she emerges from the night with a luminous ball of ethereal light. This priestess is telling you that, like her, you can project a brilliant life force energy out into the world. Her heart center shines with the light of her divine origins. The glow of her true identity encircles her head and emanates brightly from her brow and crown chakras. I'm going to move that a little closer so you can see that. Yep. Yet she is no more powerful than you, for you have come from the same luminous source. I like this next line. So few people are taught to believe this truth about themselves. They believe that they are not enough, not deserving, or not capable of making their dreams come true. Bullshit. But these conclusions project a dark energy that brings unhappiness and blocks goals and desires from manifesting. This card is asking you to embrace your luminosity and remember your oneness with Source. It is this oneness that forges your truth and helps you heal your old hurts and misinformed beliefs. That's a great way to think about it. Misinformed beliefs. Even if lies about your lack of power and value have been with you for a long time, it's never too late to awaken to your truth and let yourself shine. This is a time of renewed energy for you, and the snow leopards are signaling that you have the personal power to overcome your inner demons. In fact, you are now capable of making great giant leaps in reversing these toxic mental patterns. When you do, your brilliant new beliefs will manifest a wonderful new reality, one that will match the resonance of your own luminous life force. And the affirmation is, I choose to believe in my unlimited power, value, and deserving. How's that for an I statement? I choose to believe in my unlimited power, value, and deserving. My life force shines with the light of my divine source. So there's one of the areas that you're meant to be reconsidering. And the other is clarity. Planning, releasing illusion. How's that for perfect? This eagle priestess, good morning, Cheryl, heralds a time of productivity and clarity for you. This card is telling you to sharpen your focus on your own goals right now. You have the vision, now make your plans and set them in motion. Think of how the eagle's lofty perspective allows it to see far off prey and adjust its actions. There's that adjustment thing again. So we are not meant to be fixed right now. We are meant to be fluid, making adjustments. Anticipating changes before they arise. Real plans, not just fantasies, are called for. So get clear about your goals and what it will take to achieve them. This newfound clarity requires you to release any present or past illusions you've been holding on to. These may be false assumptions about situations or people in your environment or about yourself. Ding, ding, ding. So be honest with yourself about others' intentions and about your own plans and their potential outcomes. Illusions also sometimes encompass deeper aspects of yourself. Even if you think you no longer carry old hurts or misinformation, you may be subtly influenced by fears and limitations you've unwittingly accepted as truth. The eagle calls you to look deep within and reclaim your inner strength. As you do so, your true power becomes more clearly directed and your creativity starts to take shape. The vibrant golden color surrounding the eagle signifies greater mental activity and brightness of mind. That's good because it's been a little foggy in there sometimes lately, right? Don't be surprised to find the time before you opening up with new ideas, accuracy, inspiration, and even prosperity. Gotta love that. It's time to get clear about who you are, what you want, and how you're going to get there. This card is telling you plan, prepare, and prosper. The affirmation is I release illusion and confusion. I think clearly, focus on my plans, and let my life shine. So all three of these cards are basically saying, excuse me, it's time to look at what hasn't been working. Be honest with yourself about that. Make some changes. Have a plan for moving forward. Again, that plan doesn't have to be fixed and rigid. The more fluid it can be, the better. So, as with driving to a destination, you may know where you want to get to, and you may know where you're going to when you drive out your driveway, which direction you're going to go. But the path to get there may change as you go. So I'm just going to throw some things that you're driving down the road and you see that the path you intended to take has a whole lot of construction. Orange barrels, orange barrels. Anyway, so you decide to take a different route. Or you're taking a route and you see that it's pretty heavy with traffic. So you decide to take surface roads instead of the highway. Being able to make those adjustments in the middle of the process is huge, right? Makes your travels more enjoyable. So, same thing for traveling through life. You may take a look now at some of the things you've been doing. So one of the things I'm looking at is physical labor. I am finding that physical labor is much more arduous than it used to be. That doesn't mean I don't want to move and do things, but some of the things we've been doing lately, like hauling gigantic televisions out of a basement, kind of sets off an inflammatory thing for me. Probably not in my highest and best good to keep doing that stuff, right? So it's being willing to be honest with yourself about what is no longer working, letting go of what isn't working, stepping into new ways of being and doing, and then assessing as you go. Yeah, that isn't working quite right. Let me tweak that a little bit. Oh, that works much better. Having some plans for that, okay? So our three cards were adjustment. That was the main card, and that's telling us that with these other two cards, we need to be discerning about how has this path we've been on been working for us, and if there's some things that need to be tweaked, making those adjustments. Our second card was brilliant beliefs about luminous life force and personal power. And the basic gist here was adjusting away from that disempowering belief that you're not good enough, you don't have enough, you can't do enough, all that stuff. Morning, Beth. So that's what that one was about. And then the third card was clarity. Clarity, planning, releasing illusion. Again, stepping away from self-limiting beliefs, stepping into your personal power, making a plan, executing that plan, and seeing how it unfolds. So this right now, right here and now, is the time for the discernment. The period where you take a look back and see what has and hasn't been working and formulating your plan for the adjustments. And you'll know when it's time to hit the ground running with that new plan. Or it may just be, as the one card said, that you then step forward peacefully onto your adjusted path and continue moving forward. So that's a whole lot of a reading for today, but I think it's perfect for what's going on astrologically, energetically, by mind, body, spirit, the whole thing. So have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including making adjustments. Bye-bye.